This is everything that you need to know to build the strongest Kakarot ever. Kakarot, Cabbage, is a great broadblade electro main DPS that recently got buffed. So yeah, first off, we'll just start with his kit. So with his basic attacks, he has a 4-hit combo that does electro damage and looks pretty cool. With his heavy attack, he consumes stamina and does electro damage. With his mid-air attacks, he consumes stamina to do plunging attacks, dealing electro damage. Dodge counter, the usual, you dodge, attack, deal electro damage. When it comes to his skill, he has 3 charges and he does electro damage. Oh, and you can't swap cancel his skill. If you use a skill and then swap off him, then his skill will go on cooldown, so you won't get to use the full 3 charges. Or if you take a long break between his skills, like as you can see here, whenever I use his skill, I have a small window to use it again before it goes on cooldown. But his skill doesn't reset your basic attack stage, so you can do skill, basic attack 1, basic attack 2, skill again, and then basic attack 3 and 4. So yeah, it doesn't get reset. Ultimate, he attacks the enemy, does an initial hit of electro damage, and then enters his enhanced state called Death Blade Gear State, which enhances his basic attacks. So now it's a 5-hit combo that deals electro damage, and the damage is considered as basic attack damage. His dodge counter does more damage now too, and is considered as resonance liberation damage. Also, after his ultimate ends, his next enter will get enhanced. It will do electro damage, considered as intro skill damage. Alright, so when it comes to his Forte, Calculator has 2 Forte bars. One is in his normal mode and one is in his enhanced ultimate mode. Let's start with the normal one first. So in his normal state, he can have up to 3 Forte stacks. What does his normal Forte do? Well, once you have 3 Forte stacks, his heavy attack will get enhanced, and once you use his heavy attack, he consumes all 3 of his Forte stacks to deal electro damage, considered as heavy attack damage. This also gives him energy and conserve energy, so yeah, really good. Thanks to his inherent skill 1, when you use his Forte's heavy attack, in his normal 3 Forte mode, he gets 10% resonance liberation damage bonus for 15 seconds. So yeah, you can use this in his warm-up phase when you're getting your supports ready. So how do you get 40 stacks? Well, you can get 40 stacks by using his skills. So since his skill has 3 charges, you can max this pretty quickly. Oh, and keep in mind that he can't gain his normal 40 stacks in his ultimate enhanced form because he gets another 40 bar in that form. What does his enhanced 40 do? Well, in his enhanced 40 state, he can have up to 5 40 stacks, and when you have 5 40 stacks, his next basic attack will get replaced with Death Messenger. So your basic attack is to consume all 5 of his 40 stacks to deal electro damage, considered as resonance liberation damage. This recovers energy and conserve energy. This is where most of his damage comes from. So yeah, the more Death Messengers that you can do, the more overall team damage you will have. If you're really good at the game, then you can do 4, but yeah, that requires a lot of skill. So I would recommend aiming for 3. And yep, just like inherent skill 1, inherent skill 2, when you use his Death Messenger, he takes 15% less damage for 5 seconds. So how do you get enhanced 40 stacks? Well, remember how he has a 5-hit basic attack combo in his ultimate enhanced mode, and how he has 5 40 stacks? Yep, he do the 5-hit enhanced basic attack combo in his ultimate to get all 5 40 stacks. Each basic attack gives you 1 40 stack. A faster way to generate 40 stacks is by dashing after doing a basic attack. I'll talk more about that in the rotation section. Intro, he attacks the enemy, does electro damage. Yep, that's all that it says. But remember, if you use his ultimate, then his next intro skill will get enhanced and he does more damage. It also has a cool animation, but keep in mind that when the animation plays, the timer won't stop in the tower, so yeah, you will lose a few seconds. Outro, he summons a phantom that attacks the enemy, dealing electro damage. The damage scales with his attack, so the more attack, the more damage it will do. So how do you activate a character's intro or outro? Well, if you look down here, each character has another bar called the conserve bar. You don't share it. Everyone gets their own conserve bar, and the value stays the same. When you change characters, you can fill up the conserve bar by hitting enemies with different attacks. So each attack gives you a different amount of conserve energy, which you can always see down here in the skill details. So yeah, ultimate gives 20, skill 15. You can always check it down here. And once you fill up the conserve bar all the way, all of your characters on the right will glow. And once you switch your character, the character who's leaving the field will activate their outro, and the character entering the field will activate their intro. Well, if you're confused right now, then don't worry. You'll understand him a lot better once we get to his rotations. So when it comes to his skill priority, his Forte is the most important one because his Death Messenger multipliers are here, and again, this is the biggest source of his damage. Next we have his ultimate, his skill, intro, and basic attacks. Let's move on to the weapons. So when it comes to weapons, all 3 5-star broad blades are pretty close. But when it comes to damage, the standard one is the best. High base attack since it's a 5-star weapon, and even more attack as a secondary stat. ER can help with his requirements, and every time you use his skill, he gets resonance liberation damage bonus up to 3 times. So 21% resonance liberation damage bonus, which most of his damage is. So it's perfect, but I don't recommend going for this weapon unless you have the standard 5-star sword and gun. because you'll need these more for your account, or at least get the standard 5-star sword. Trust me, this is a better weapon and will give your account more value. So your second best option is Jinhsi's signature weapon, the Age of Harvest, and it's a lot easier to build him with this. So yeah, same high base attack, 24% crit rate. Trust me, this will make building him a lot easier. 12% electro damage bonus, and the skill damage, which he doesn't really need, can be good. The third one is Jian's weapon, high attack, 48% crit damage, so yeah, easy build, 12% all type damage bonus, and up to 48% heavy attack damage bonus. But out of the three, I would go with Jinhsi's weapon. It's the best broad blade in the game overall, and performs the best on most characters. As for the 4 stars, we have the Autumn Trace, the battle pass weapon. It's good at R5 if you can max it, and it actually gives crit rate too, and getting the attack buff is super easy. Next we have the Vanning Redshift. It's a really good free to play 4-star option, and if you don't have that, then the Helios Cleaver is your best option, or you can just craft the broad blade 41, but keep in mind that you have to keep him above 80% HP for the most damage. So yeah, swap cancel is recommended here. Here's a damage comparison between the weapons. When it comes to echoes, the best set for him is the Void Thunder set. The 2-piece gives him electro damage, and the 5-piece even more electro damage. And getting the 5-piece set effect is pretty easy with him. But if you're new, you can give him the Lingering Tunes set as a placeholder. But yeah, this is not as good. Alright, so Calculus is one of the characters that got buffed the most when the Nightmare Echoes came out. I mean, before he had the Thundering Mepis, which is one of the worst 4-cost echoes in the game. I mean, you have to hit the enemy with a 6th strike, like you can't miss the final hit. Otherwise, you won't get the 12% electro damage buff and 12% liberation damage bonus. So yeah, this echo will basically be useless if you don't get the final hit, and it was really weird to play him. I mean, 6th hit, yeah, this echo will take up too much field time and it's unreliable, but you don't have to worry about that anymore because you have the new Nightmare Thundering Mepis. So it gives you the full buff as soon as you equip this echo. So yeah, the same 12% electro damage bonus and 12% liberation damage bonus, so you don't have to waste time getting the 6 hits, and you can swap cancel the echo. It does a ton of damage too, so yeah, I really recommend this echo. It's his best option. You can watch my video on how to unlock this in 2 minutes. Just check the pinned comments, and if you don't have that, then you can use the Nightmare Tempest Mempis for now until you farm the Thundering Mempis, and if you don't have that, then you can just use the normal Tempest Mempis, but don't invest too much into it since it's not as good as our options. As for the Lingering Tunes, yep, the Mech Abomination. So when it comes to the Echo Main stats, on the 4 cost, you want crit rate or crit damage, depending on which one you need more. Double Electro on the 3 costs, but you can also use Electro plus attack until you get the second Electro piece, but it also depends on what weapon you're using. As for the 1 cost, yup, it's double attack, but if you're new, then you can use 4 4 1 1 1 as a placeholder until you get the 4 3 3 1 1 1. So for the 4 costs, crit damage or crit rate, depending on which you need more, and all of the 1 costs or attack. When it comes to substats, it depends on how well you can play him. So if you can land 3 of his Death Messengers and do his preparation phase combos, then you'll only need 10 to 20% ER. So yeah, perfect rotation. But if you're new and you're not sure about how many of his combos you can do, or if you want to skip some of his preparation phase combos, then 30 to 40% ER is recommended, but try to get at least 30 to play it safe. After that, it's the usual crit damage and crit rate, attack, and liberation damage bonus. At least 2000 attack. Keep in mind that it's scaled with his level, so the higher his level, the higher his attack. Crit rate 70%, crit damage to 40%, ER depends on your playstyle, but 30% should be a safe bet. So when it comes to teams, he has 2 playstyles. So quick swap is where you swap off whenever you do his Death Messenger attacks, which is good because he's vulnerable when he uses them, and if he gets interrupted, then you lose damage. Yeah, quick swap is great, but whenever you swap off him, you lose our character's ultra buff. And then we have his other option, which is what I would recommend when you're starting out. Yep, hyper carry. So he'll stay on field longer so that you can learn his combos more until you're confident enough to do his quick swaps. But yeah, he gets hit here a lot more, which could lead to less damage. So for hyper carry, we have Yinlin. Her outro buff is great, 20% electro damage amp, which he needs, and 25% resonance liberation damage amp, which again he needs. So a perfect character, and she also has really great damage and can be played in a quick swap team too. And then we have the healer. So any healer works, like Baiju, Warina, and the Shorekeeper, which is the best. But yeah, just use whatever you have. So this would be his best team, but if you don't have Yinlin, then you can use Sunhua, thanks to her low field time and being able to trigger the Moonlit Cloud set super fast. Her S6 also gives the team 20% attack, which is great. But yeah, other than that, we also have Jianshin, thanks to her outro buff, amplifying Resonance Liberation by 38%. Yeah, I know that's a lot, but she has considerable problems, so she will need more field time. So yeah, I would recommend Sanhua more. And she's free too, so you already have her, and you can't go wrong when you invest into her. For quick swap, we have any DPS with swap windows. So again, Yinlin works really well here. But we also have Changli, Carlotta, Changliao, and Encore. So yeah, a lot of options. But yeah, have a Grover too if you're new. I have a guide on her too, in case you want to watch that. The last slot is the same as always, any healer that you have. So the swap cancel, well, it's basically when you swap off a character whenever they have a long animation, so you can do more damage. So you're basically attacking with two characters at the same time. It's also the most fun playstyle in my opinion. So what are his swap windows? Well, like I mentioned earlier, his dead messengers, his normal Forte is heavy attack, his skills, but only do it on the last one, otherwise they will go on cooldown. As for the first two, just do skill and then dash. Sequences, let me just speedrun this in under 30 seconds. S1, skill gives energy every 20 seconds. S2, intro gives 30% skill damage bonus. S3, during ultimate plus 25% electro damage bonus. S4, increases team's electro damage bonus by 20% after outro. S5, skill does 50% more damage. S6, death messenger summons two phantoms that do coordinate attacks equal to 100% of Chihuahua's attacks, considered resonance liberation damage bonus. S3, 4, and 6 are the best. Alright, when it comes to the rotations, let's start with his preparation phase first. So you want to use his 3 skills and then do his Forte's heavy attack. After that, you can just swap cancel so that he doesn't get hit. And yep, that's all. You can also use his Echo here after the Forte heavy attack and swap cancel, or just use it at the end of his normal rotation. Alright, let's start with his basic rotations. So if you didn't do his warm-up phase, then you start with his intro, skill to get the 5-piece electro set buff if you haven't done his preparation phase, and then use his ultimate. And the rest of the combo is the same here as the other rotations. But if you've done his preparation phase combo, then you can skip the skill and do intro, ultimate, basic attack for dead messenger, and now the rest of the combo depends on you. If you're a casual player, then just do basic attack 1, 2, 5 to fill his Forte, and then do basic attack to use his dead messenger as many times as you can before his ultimate ends, and of course end his rotation with his echo if you haven't already. But if you want more damage, then do basic attack 1, 2, dash cancel to start from basic attack stage 1, since his other attacks have a longer animation. So it will look like this: intro, skill, ultimate, basic attack 1, 2, dash cancel, basic attack 1, 2, dash cancel, basic attack 1, bam, you have 5 Forte stacks. Then use his basic attack, dead messenger, and repeat until his ultimate ends. And again, remember, echo to end the rotation if you haven't already. For swap cancel, I recommend the dash cancel combo and swap off whenever you do a dead messenger attack. So yeah, pretty simple. But if you're not going to swap cancel with him, then you can do basic attack 1, 2, 3, and then skill. Remember, if you swap off, then his skill will go on cooldown, and then basic attack 1, 2, and then basic attack for dead messenger, and then you just repeat this combo until his ultimate ends. If you have high pink and you notice that you're always missing one 40 stack, then make sure to do a dash, skill, or just pause after his first basic attack hits. But on lower pink, you don't need to worry about this. All of your hits will register. So is he worth building? I mean, if you're ready to master his combo and use 3 dead messengers, then yeah, he is. But keep in mind that he's a bit harder to play than other characters. But if you're into that, then go for it. But yeah, if you get interrupted and lose a dead messenger, then yeah, you lose a ton of damage. And he's single target too. But who cares? I mean, he gives you the most aura points. And look at him. Tell me he doesn't look cool. If you need more help, you can join our Discord server. If you need help with anything in the game, you can ping the game helper role and you won't ever miss free asteroid codes or events. If this video helped you, then you can help me by liking and subscribing, and yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Thank you so much for watching.